also working to bring down the cost of health care. Obamacare is a scam. Under Obamacare, trillions of dollars were given directly to health insurance companies. I want to give nothing to the insurance companies. I don't want to give all, because they're sucking our country dry with this scam by the Democrats. We want the money go directly to the people. We want you to go out and buy your own health insurance, and you'll get much better health insurance at a much lower cost. Everybody knows this is the best way to go, but the Democrats, they're bought and owned by the insurance companies. So let's see how many of them have the guts to vote for this.
President Trump last night in Pennsylvania calling for direct-to-consumer health care funds instead of going to the insurance companies. Republicans are rolling out their own health care plan, countering the Democrats' proposal to extend Obamacare subsidies for 3 more years. GOP Senators Mike Crapo and Bill Cassidy's bill will allow the existing subsidies to expire and be replaced with a new 2-year program where the government would pay directly into health savings accounts paired with certain Obamacare plans. The Senate will vote tomorrow on these 2 competing bills. Both are expected to fail. Joining me now is Wisconsin Congressman Scott Fitzgerald. Congressman, good to see you. You will chair the hearing today on the Obamacare subsidy fraud. What are you expecting on a potential package for these subsidies to be renewed?
Yeah, Maria, before we get to the point where we can fix Obamacare, I mean, the one thing I'm concerned about is this GAO report came out and just demonstrate the president's right. It's not just fraud and abuse. This is a scam that's been run for some time. So we have a lot of members that are pushing already for some type of extension. But I think it's going to be difficult to do now that this GAO report is out there on the street and members are starting to digest what's in it.
So you're not expecting any change then? These subsidies will expire at year end?
I am. I mean, there's about 5 different plans that are being sold. We're going into conference this morning at 9 a.m. to hear from the speaker to see exactly what they're pushing. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, there seems to be a significant divide amongst plans and positions that members have taken on those plans.
So in other words, nothing gets the majority?
Well, I mean, I'm optimistic. I mean, the one thing that we do have is that the White House now is starting to coalesce around a couple of these ideas. Health reimbursement accounts, not HSAs, HRAs, which is what the president was describing in his speech last night, which is moving dollars directly to people so that they can purchase their own health insurance, which doesn't seem like a novel idea. Wall Street Journal editorialized about this about a month ago and said the Republicans have the answer right before them if they just take it. So I'm optimistic that we can come to some resolution within the House. The Senate's a whole different game, though. Sure.
Meanwhile, the House Rules Committee clearing the National Defense Authorization Act along party lines after hours of debate, setting up this bill for the chamber-wide vote today. I spoke with your colleague, Texas Congressman Keith Self, on this program Monday, and he's worried about the red lines in that bill. Watch this.
Red lines in the NDAA bill. First of all, we were promised, conservatives were promised, that an anti-central bank digital currency language authored by Tom Emmer, the whip, would be in the NDAA, that it is not in there. And then there is no anti-abortion language either. So as we fund our military, there are red lines that we need to put in here in the NDAA.
If you don't pass that by the end of the year, do you jeopardize the Democrats shutting down government again at the end of this funding cycle on January 30th?
It would give them an issue, so let's get the bill fixed.
Congressman, your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, the NDAA is going to pass, Maria. Congressman Self has brought up a couple of things that I'm hearing from members as well. The other kind of big picture thing on the NDAA is that the White House did not request as much revenue as what the final product had. So I've spoken to a couple of members yesterday as a member of the whip team that are still looking for some type of, I guess, a balancing on what the White House wants compared to where the House is right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, on the NDAA, do you think this gets done by year end? I mean, how many legislative days? Yeah, okay, so that does get done.
Yeah, I do.
I want to get your take on what went on in Florida last night. A Democrat winning the Miami mayorship for the first time in 30 years. Eileen Higgins defeated Trump-backed Republican Emilio Gonzalez in last night's runoff election. Higgins also the first female mayor for the Florida city. Your reaction, Congressman?
Yeah, I mean, I'm no expert on Miami politics, I'll be honest with you. But, it is the gap there seems to be more significant than what some of the members of the Florida delegation expected. If you heard her victory speech last night, a lot of what she spoke about is common themes that Democrats are talking about in D.C. So I'm not sure exactly what to read into that. But I will say, I mean, she talked about the new buzz term affordability quite a bit. How that plays into a mayoral race in Miami is difficult for me to get a read on. But I think it is something that we need to start watching as these local elections continue to move forward this fall, this winter.
I mean, that's why the Democrats are sort of beating their chest and sort of, happy about what's been taking place and have been able to take this affordability issue and try to own it. The president last night in Pennsylvania sounded off on America's strong economy. He had a rally in Pennsylvania talking about all of the wins. He announced a $12 billion aid package for American farmers this week, all funded by U.S. tariff revenue, Congressman. So how is it possible that the Democrats have been able to sell this affordability and get voters to put in more Democrats because they are believing that the Democrats own this issue?
Well, the president's delivering on the promises he made on the campaign trail. He's pushing the envelope every day, trying to get a little bit further and better position this nation. So, there's going to be some blowback from it, and you're going to hear a little bit of grumbling along the way. Whether or not that's what we're seeing in some of these local elections, I can't say, but, this isn't going to change anytime soon. He's got an absolute agenda that's in place that he's going to execute. And, and sometimes that means you're going to hit a rough patch here and there. And that's why the balance of government is so important, because then the House can certainly either grab that baton and run with it or, pump the brakes. And that's kind of the process we're in right now.
Congressman, is this your final week, basically, to get the business of the people done before the holiday break?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, if you look at the amount of committee work that's been done since the government shutdown, it feels like we're kind of back in a place where we're hitting our stride. But we have some big things to accomplish, like we just laid out. So, but I'm optimistic we'll get that done and have everything wrapped up by the 19th.
All right, Congressman, great to see you this morning. We'll be watching your work. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Maria.
All right.